brand new banger.
Knucklehead Comics Tuesday is fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit. On Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that and the father goes shamefully? That's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully. Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry, got hurt. It's like not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for somebody, anybody that can help, and remembers. Freeze.
The media.
No,
Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings, you put it in some sauce and give it some blue cheese.
Is vegan.
That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk, put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios, vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios good for your heart. You know what I'm saying? Can I steal the question from Cabs?
I got it right. Look at this.
I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal.
You're too late.
Wow.
I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right, and I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go!
Yo, this shit got fucked up, so we're just gonna do it now. I've been having issues with my computer, so fuck it. We're gonna do it now. Y'all know the fucking left elbow, right elbow. If you don't know, then we're gonna tell everybody else. Slow mo, homo, elbow.
Hit the button. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Word. But anyway, we out here. I see you, Kofi. I see you in the building. We doing it live. We doing it. Scribe, all that other shit. So yo. It looks like it's just gonna be me and you tonight, Cap. But tonight we're gonna have a discussion about Thron. And from what I've seen from Ezra and Sabine, so I want to just. Do you have any news for us before we get straight into this episode?
News? No, I don't think there's been any news. Not to be fair. I have spent most of my day looking up, a different topic. So I don't believe that there is any news.
Hold on. So you spend your days working hard on the go with your hands on the clock, keep spinning too. Okay. But apparently, the girl from Wolverine, the one that Stryker gave the. Huh?
The girl played Laura?
No, the one that Stryker put the animanium in.
Oh, Lady Deathstrike.
She's gonna be in Deadpool 3, apparently.
Yo, I honestly believe that Deadpool 3 is something that I don't want to say because I know how you are with spoilers.
But it's gonna be what, like the fucking reboot of the.
No, I don't want to say it because if I'm right, and if I'm right and everybody else is right, then you would know what the movie is.
It's the multiverse of madness. But yeah, all right. So we got that out the way. All right, let's go. Let's just jump straight into what I think is going on with Ezra and Sabine. You know how you kept saying like Ezra didn't really push or anything like that?
Yo, I've written down my thoughts for the show immediately after watching it. I got them here. But
Okay.
just to go for your thing, Ezra, for him sitting there like, oh, I have the Force. Was it cool to see a different fight style? Yes. What did he really do though? He fist fought
And pushed him.
which is something we didn't see before. Oh, cool. He could fight. Great. But then he just pushed people and he stopped the lightsaber. We've seen now, because of the sequels, we've seen that.
But here's the thing. All right, so this is just my guesstimation of what's going on, because Ezra's been there for so long. We have a theory that there's a force god or something on this planet.
I have about that.
So I'm thinking this. Ezra had nothing but time on his hands to connect with the Force. He's in a different galaxy. No one knows what a Jedi is. Ezra doesn't know what a Jedi is. So what does he do? He becomes more in tune with the Force. He doesn't become more in tune with as a Jedi. So that's why he's like, I don't need, like, I'm not a Jedi. I'm more than a Jedi. I'm someone with special abilities. He got this community with the I don't know the name of the people that he's with. So he just became more intelligent, more, adapted to that culture and all that other stuff. And he just basically became almost like Qui-Gon, right? He's just more peaceful. He's like, I don't need any of this other shit. I got me. I'm confident in my ability.
Yeah, he's Danny Yen from Rogue One.
Yeah, but since he's became more in tune with the Force, I have a feeling the reason why he's not pushing Sabine is because he can sense the trouble in her, because she's fighting her choice to team up with Balin to get to Ezra. She's fighting with the choice of not telling him the whole story, and now she's also trying to figure out how to get back, because she in her eyes she ain't getting back. She's here with this nigga forever, so she's uncertain. And the thing is, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask the question: does she even want to get back?
See, that's the thing. So he probably senses all of this insecurity in her. That's why when she handed him the lightsaber, he's like, "Nah, I gave it to you. You use it as a thing of this. You have to use your weapons, because I can tell that if you would have handed this to me, you wouldn't have been, like good at, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need that to solidify this fight. Like, you need this in this fight. Yeah. I don't need that, right? But I think he's not pushing because he's starting to see Sabine as the child that left him. I mean, that he left. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is still the Sabine that's X amount of age when he left with Thron and he grew up. So it's almost like he's treating her like a little sister. Just being more, all right, whenever you want to open up, I'm here. Being more therapist than, when are we out? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it is. And even like Ashoka, I think she's one of those, like, they're both, like, Ezra's like, yo, I'm gonna do the therapeutic way of trying to get you to open up. And Ahsoka's like, I trust you 100% fully because I know the Force will guide you to what you need to do, and it's your decision anyway, right?
Yeah.
So they're on both opposite ends of the spectrum, and Sabine is the only one that has no idea what, like, she hasn't connected with the Force in a way where it's like, okay, no matter what decision I make, left or right, it's the right decision. She's still second guessing us. She still doesn't believe that she's in this place. That's why when she said that Ahsoka took her on as an apprentice, Ezra got so like, what? And then he backed off like, no, yeah, you was training before, and yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, you make a good, like, he did the, fuck you mean she's training you? Because that was never discussed. Like, you don't have the Force. That was one, like, you don't have the Force. Why she, wait, no, wait, no, yep, you right. I ain't trying to fuck with you right now. You right. I don't want to break that whole confidence that you're trying to hide from me. You know. So that's what I've seen in that episode, just related to them.
And I'm glad you were able to see that, because what I see is somebody who has no sense of urgency. I've been looking for you for however long it is in the show, right? I don't know. It could be 5, 10, 2, 6 months. I don't know how long the actual timeline is, right? But for argument's sake, let's just put an arbitrary number. Let's say 10 years. She's been looking for this man, right? For Ezra. In 10 years, Ahsoka's grown up. Hera's grown up. Zeb's grown up. Chopper's different. Jason's grown up. Ezra's grown up. Thrawn's grown up. Shin Hati and Balin came out of fucking hiding. And Sabine is still the same fucking person. It's like, it's my problem that I have with Batman. We keep saying Batman is still the kid in the alley.
Yeah.
Right? But he's surrounded, like, if it was just Batman on his own, that's fine. But he's surrounded with other heroes that had to go through tragedies and learn to fucking get on and move on and evolve and change. He's with the Flash. The Flash had to lose his mom, then go back in time and willingly lose her again to set shit right. And it's like, yo, when the fuck are you gonna grow up? How are you looking for this man for 10 years and you don't want to tell him every fucking thing? You don't want to tell him, yo, we had to fight this. Ahsoka might be gone. These people are here. Thrawn's here. We got to figure out how to get you home. It should have been a thing of her spilling so much that Ezra's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down. Hold on a second. We're seeing each other. Let's take this in for a second and then tell me what the fuck's going on. Not, hey, I'm ready to leave. Chill out, man.
Some Princess Bride shit. Let me tell you everything. Too much to explain. Let me start from the beginning. Let me sum up. They got your girl. We can't get home. Let's figure this shit out. What? All right. You're the master planner.
And the reason I say this, right? It's different when you. So, Sabine has always had to think Ezra's out there, right? She never lost the fact that he's still alive. She never once thought he was dead. She's always still alive, right? So when you see him, how are you not bursting at the fucking seams? I was gone for what? 6? No, not even 6 weeks. I was gone for like almost a year, half a year, or some shit. The first time I came back from the military, when I tried to surprise everybody, and when I got in the car, and you finally realized it was me, what did you do?
I was in disbelief.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! For the entire car ride from where we live, the entire 10 to 15 minute drive to our uncle's house.
Yeah. Mom beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, but that's another story for another day. But you had a big reaction.
Yeah.
How the fuck she just walk up, see him, smile, and then Han from Fast and Furious. Don't worry about Tokyo Drift. We'll get there. What the fuck you mean? You were way more vocal with yelling at Balin. We had a deal. Take me to Ezra. Where the fuck does he know Ezra is? Yeah. He came from where you came. He ain't know where the fuck to go until you all found out together.
Yeah.
The fuck you yelling at him? We had a deal. Take me to him. But then when you get to him, hey, we cool. Nah, don't worry about it.
Everything gonna be all right.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you were able to get something out of it. For me, I'm gonna get into this right now. Episode 7 was the first time I was at the end of the episode. I was legit worried, like, oh shit, this is gonna crash and burn. Because what was the first thing I said? The first thing I told you was, "Yo, Balin, what the fuck we doing, bro?"
Yeah.
Because he just let Shin go. I'm on my own path. You're on your own, kid. Go out there and fucking do whatever. Then what was the second thing I told you about the episode? Second thing verbatim. We spent 39 minutes and this is all we did?
Yeah.
The fuck did we do? That scares me. And then I realized something. I realized why that scared me. That episode, for me at least, was like the 2014 Godzilla. If you watch the 2014 Godzilla, compared to everything else we've gotten, is it a good movie? Yes. If you watch it in a vacuum, is it a good movie? Parts of it. Everything you want to see, oh shit, Godzilla's about to do something, and then they cut away.
Yeah.
Oh shit, here's Godzilla, and then they cut away. And you spend, as you're watching it, you're enjoying what you're seeing because, again, it's well directed, it's well shot, it's well acted, except for the main dude. But, you know, there's parts in it as you're watching it, you're like, yo, this shit is okay. And then you leave, then it ends, and you're like, oh, I wish we'd have got more of this. So, like with Ezra, oh, I got the Force. Okay, we just seen Vader kick the shit out of Reva only using the Force. Didn't even pick up the lightsaber for the first half of that fight.
Yeah.
The whole fucking thing. We see afterwards Ahsoka use more Force abilities on Shin. Right? For him to just turn around and just fist fight, half push one dude, fully push another dude, stop a lightsaber. I believe that's all he did.
Yeah.
Like that is not look what I learned from the Force. That's something he was doing already with Kanan. Then we get to the thing for me, and this is a me personal thing. Sabine's got the lightsaber. He's got the Force. This is what I was hoping Rey and Finn would do. We got a Force user and a lightsaber wielder, and they're two separate people. How are you gonna deal with that, Shin? How are you gonna deal with that? And immediately they split up and do other shit, and it's not a fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, what I say during the I was like, this is what I've been waiting for.
Yep.
And nothing happened.
Yo, not for nothing. The most badass shit I've ever seen people do with the Force, Kylo Ren when he stopped the beam from the gun. That fight with Vader, and then he stopped the lightsaber, and you see the lightsaber being pushed back and shit. But I wanted more of that. Like at this point, the Force is almost telekinesis. There's no special shit in it. Like he didn't do this Force speed. He didn't jump like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan doing all that other shit. Like there's more to the Force than just fucking pushing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I would have liked more.
And another big problem I have is one that we're never gonna get rid of. We could talk about the cameos too. It's one that we're never gonna get rid of. There is no reason. So I'm gonna preface it by saying this. By asking this question, why do you think Darth Maul is such a big character in Star Wars?
One, because he looks cool, and two, because he actually fucking fights.
Yeah,
he does some crazy shit with, and he had the double lightsaber.
He took on 2 Jedi and was able to kill one. And if he wasn't so fucking stupid with playing with Obi-Wan, he'd have took out both. Right?
Yeah.
But now we get to Shin. I swear on everything, with the Marauders and the Death Troopers or the Night Troopers or whatever the fuck, the Koopa Troopers, whatever you want to call them, them useless pieces of shit. With them,
actually killed them.
She should have been able to handle Sabine. Sabine should be dead 15 times already.
Yeah,
And
especially
Ezra,
after the
without
first
his
episode.
lightsaber, should also be dead. There's no reason why Shin shouldn't have been able to kill both of them. But we can't get that because of the way Star Wars runs. She's either gonna do a turn and become good again, or they need her for something later on down the line. The good guys gotta win. We're not gonna get that. And because we're never gonna get that, it's almost like a fucking waste. It's like how you keep losing to these people.
Yeah,
And I'm telling you, this episode frustrated me because Balin, why if I don't understand why Balin let her go, and nobody that I've seen react has any fucking clue. Like they're doing yoga to try to come up with why, because it doesn't make sense. If you're that confident in her ability, she should have got the job done.
or she should have been the reason why Ahsoka needed to come save him.
Yeah. Then on top of that, you have something that somebody else brought up that I was watching. You bring in the Marauders. Did they not tell Sabine when she left, be careful, it's dangerous out there?
Yeah,
You got whatever. I don't think they call them Marauders. I just say it because I don't know what they call. But they're like, you got scavengers or whatever out there. These guys have proven to be useless. Who the fuck are they? Who are they scaring? What dangers do they pose? One man and a bunch of idiot fucking rock turtles. Which, by the way, I'm not a fan of the Ewoks. Never been a fan of the Ewoks. And I don't give a shit that you took the fur off and put a fucking rock shell on a goddamn. I don't give a shit. That's just as fucking stupid. But again, that part's for kids. So let the kids have it. But one man and some useless fucking rocks. They survived. You ain't stop them. We sent the death troopers in. And now this is more confusing. A bunch of them died. None of them smoked. So are they the dead army? Or are they just regular troopers that survived and the cargo being loaded, they're going to be the dead army?
they did look like caskets, and from what I've seen in some of the Easter eggs, they're the witches.
See, that's the thing. We kind of built up shit. And
My question.
I'm sorry to keep ranting on
No.
this.
Go ahead.
I'm actually a little bit fucking tired. It hit me only in episode 7. This whole I'm chasing something out there. You're made to be more than a Jedi. I'm doing this here. Cool. We got one episode left. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Somebody better start saying something. Because I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what Balin's doing.
And
I have a theory about. I don't have a theory. Other people have a theory, and I have a thing to explain.
yeah, the crazy.
To be honest, my theory is somebody fucked up writing the last 2 episodes. That's my theory.
Yeah.
Like somebody wrote all this and forgot that it had to go somewhere.
And I'm only saying this because I know Disney Plus has a thing for not giving us enough. The last episode needs to be at least an hour and 30 minutes to explain shit. But I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be another 46 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
This one's going to be it's going to be 50-something minutes runtime, 40-something minutes of actual bell-to-bell show.
And that's not enough because the questions I have, why is everything being loaded onto Thron's vehicle when the shit you put in space that was holding all that jumps galaxy light years. Why wouldn't Thron put his people on that shit?
Ooh, no, it's 49 minutes.
So we got 30 minutes of runtime.
Well, I mean, it was 39 minutes of runtime yesterday with 46-minute total. So probably somewhere around 40, 42 minutes.
What is Balin doing on this planet? Where has Shin gone? Because how the fuck is everyone else getting off of this planet? These are the questions that I have. How is everyone else getting off with the fucking light speed shit? Because that would have been plan A. If I was Sabine, Ezra, the only thing that can get us out of here is that big ass sphere. We need to get up there somehow. And I don't have a ship because I came in here with Thron. You know? So now what? Ahsoka comes there. The whales are gone. And real quick, I was watching Screen Crush, and he was saying that one of the whales should have died to show the gravity of the situation. In all honesty, the whales have no claim in this fight. They were just going to the planet. Those were landmines. Those were not strong enough to kill the whales. Those pretty much were just aggravating the whales, and the whales like, what the fuck is this? Let's get out of here. Any animal that has been surprised, put in a trap, or anything like that, first instinct is to run. It's always to escape. They did the right thing with those whales. Like, yo, let's light speed out of this motherfucker. Get out of it. Now, Ahsoka going through all that shit and the debris and all that. That's cool. The Night Sisters found them with her using the Force and whatever. That should have been something different there. It should have been like, Thrawn knew we were coming. Instead, it's all right, everything's gonna be all right. You know, there's a difference between arrogance and confidence. And Thrawn don't play that shit. And you should know Thrawn don't play that shit. Thrawn's like Gator. Gator don't play that shit. Thrawn don't play that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the robot, because I'm gonna call him that because I don't know his fucking name. Hu Yang. He should have been like, Thrawn is here. We have already underestimated this man on the travel here. He is 14 steps ahead of us. We need a plan. But she's too busy putting out a plan for Balin, putting out a plan for Shin, putting out a plan for the pawns. When you're playing chess, you go after the king, you don't go after the pawns. And you heard Thrawn. This was a success. We're almost done. They don't have any time left because they're fucking around.
Yeah.
Thrawn don't fuck around. Thrawn needs new shoes. Well, I mean, I would assume so. He's been there for 20 years with the same shit.
Yo, I have a funny feeling that Thrawn is the type of guy who he still has and wears daily the original Jordans from 1987 or whenever they first came out, and they're in even better condition than we have our brand new shit today.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. But so this proved Thrawn how badass he is.
Yeah, that's the one shining moment is Thrawn's portrayal and his plan.
Here's one thing I can foresee into how Thrawn fucks up. Because they kind of foreshadowed this already. Thrawn said Ahsoka's master was Anakin. Now, you have already informed me that Thrawn knew that Anakin was Vader.
They had a friendship, yeah.
So, he said he can be unpredictable. Ahsoka can be unpredictable. But does he know Anakin Skywalker from when he trained Sabine, or is he assuming that the Darth Vader Anakin is the same person that trained Ahsoka? Because now he can't use the fact that Anakin went to be Darth Vader against Ahsoka because she already got over it. Also, Darth Vader and Anakin are two different people.
I don't think Thrawn knows that. Because Thrawn knew Vader. Let's put it that way. Thrawn knew Vader. Right? And with the way Thrawn is, he definitely would have backtracked information on Vader and found out, oh, he was Anakin. What did Anakin do? And reading up, like, he knows Anakin through probably what I would assume is history reading. And he knows Vader from personal interaction.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't think he's separated the two. I just think he's like, he used to be this, now he's this. He sees an evolution to it, not a separation of it. To your point, where I think Thrawn can easily be defeated and get fucked up, if he is the big bad for the movie or however we're going to stop him, Ahsoka, Sabine, Ezra, and whoever else from this planet comes back, whether it's Shin and Balin or just Shin or whoever. Thrawn turns around and is like, fuck, I thought we got rid of these motherfuckers. How are they still here? Well, let me try to deal with them. And he's not going to have that much time or foresight to prepare for Mando, Bo-Katan, Luke, Boba, whoever else now comes from the exterior to fucking join the fight. And when he doesn't have time to prepare distinctly, he's going to be at a disadvantage.
But here's the thing, though, because we're talking about the movie, right?
Potential.
Right, so
I mean, the movie's happening, but
yeah,
potentially this is what could be happening.
So now I'm thinking that the timeline's run congruent. So let's say that guy that said that little speck that you had to use a fucking telescope to see when they were running through the intergalactic fucking warp speed was Mando from season 3 or wherever the fuck that was. Mando and little Grogu. If that's the timeline, then we have to assume that Thrawn is already back. And the first thing he did was freed General. Is it not? I don't want to say Grievous. Moff Gideon. Because remember, Moff Gideon's transport was.
Yeah, but we know that it wasn't. I think we know it was Morgan who freed him.
Yeah, but they had to team up, and who knows Mando and the Mandalorian is better than Moff Gideon.
True, but as of right now, Moff Gideon is presumed dead.
That's true.
He's presumed dead right now.
But how many people have come out? We've never seen the body Fast and the Furious.
Nobody fucking dies. Yeah. Unless your name is Qui-Gon motherfucking Jinn. Nobody dies in this goddamn. What did I say when Sabine stabbed that fucking Marauder dude? What did I say? He's all right.
Yeah, she only stabbed him in the chest, nothing vital.
He's fine.
Would Thrawn left in the last episode when his ship was ready? He would have left. He wouldn't have gave a shit if nobody was in there.
Yo, are you kidding? This whole thing should start with Thrawn like deuces. He was at what, 3% left?
Pretty much, yeah. Like he had 2 rows left in those cargo ships, which I still don't understand why they need to move all that shit onto this. Unless while they're wave surfing, the sisters are gonna do a ritual.
So. All right, so you don't know this. That's Thrawn's ship. That's the Chimera. That shit comes from the books. Not from just the anime. They brought Thrawn and his ship from the books to the animated to now live action. That's like saying, why the fuck did Han need to go back and get the Millennium Falcon Just grab another ship and go. Like that's
No.
his fucking ship.
Well, I'm saying like they could have put the Chimera in between that circle
They're going to.
and
That's the plan.
and left. And while they were doing all this shit, figured out a way to transport all that shit into the galaxy.
Nah, you got to bring all that shit for, dude. Hold on.
So
What it sounded like you just said was, yo, we could be on the highway. Let's get in the car and drive, and then we'll figure out how to put the luggage in the car either on the way or when we get there.
Well, here's the thing though. If I got a van with all the luggage, why am I gonna go to your house to put the luggage in your car and then take the van in your car to the fucking?
Wait, dude, the cargo was on the planet. They're moving it from the planet to the Chimera, then they're leaving.
I thought they were moving the shit from the fucking ship to
No,
the ship. That's why I'm like, what the fuck?
No, they're moving it from the planet to the ship and leaving.
That's why I'm like, why would you bring all that shit from the ship to go to his ship if you're both using the same ship to go? What the fuck? What is going on here?
Now it makes perfect sense why you.
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's what, if you would have put the plane in the thing, you would have had everything already ready. You wouldn't have needed time.
No.
You'd have left before Ahsoka got there.
No, I guarantee you, they did not come to find Thron with the dead bodies already.
Like
They
shit.
didn't pre-pack dead bodies.
Fuck, man.
I thought that part was obvious.
Hey, listen, man, it's not as obvious as you think.
Apparently not. Now your comment makes so much more sense. Because I'm sitting here like, yo, why the fuck you want to leave before they came here to get Thron and this shit from this rock place? Why do you want to keep leaving this shit behind?
That's what I was thinking. It would have been behind. It'd have been other shit. It's called dragging into episode 8. No, yeah, seriously. But all right, so here goes another foreshadow. Thrawn's leaving.
Yes.
And we know that they're prepared for Thrawn to come back. Well, one person is, and Princess Leia.
One person and C-3PO.
There's at least one ship of people that's gonna go try to stop Thrawn from coming back. And now we have Ahsoka and Ezra and maybe Sabine that are Force users. I'm thinking they're gonna try to, on the way back, Force contact the son of the general so he can warn them about Thrawn coming. But yeah,
dude, that does make sense. My first call would be to Luke. I'm like, yo, Luke.
Well, you can't bother Luke. He's too busy building a temple and looking for other Jedi to train. Why would he want to stop a galaxy-ending force? This isn't episode 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 or 12 or the first one. This is a TV show. We don't need Luke to stop everything. Only the big shit.
You know, it's funny because people are like, oh, I've heard a few murmurings of how come Luke's not in this series at all. And I'm like,
because it's called Ahsoka.
I was like, there's two things, right? First off, Luke doesn't know Thrawn. Thrawn was gone before Luke was around. He doesn't know that this motherfucker's out there. He's doing his own thing. So unless he's called upon, why the fuck would he just show up? 2, how many times, ask yourself, everybody watching right now, look at yourselves in the mirror and ask yourself, how many times some shit has happened to you and then you had to immediately turn around and tell your friends, you'll never believe what the fuck happened. Where were they?
Yeah.
Where the fuck were they? I guarantee you got a friend that could have got you out of this situation that happened to you in fucking 2 seconds flat. The perfect person for that situation. Where the fuck was he? Or she? Right?
Yeah.
Like shit happens outside of everybody else. Sometimes you're just not there.
Yeah. And Luke helped Grogu and Mando because they called on him from the fucking planet. Remember?
Yeah, he reached out.
He reached out to a Jedi that was closest, and Luke answered the call. But also, all right, I understand Ahsoka's not the end all be all Jedi, but the way they're bringing her up, you'd think she is on the same level or a notch below Anakin, and she can't beat Balin.
So I think she can. I think she can't beat Balin for two reasons. One, again, Ahsoka is not fully trained Jedi. Regardless of how strong she is with the Force, Balin is fully fucking trained Order 66 survivor. Like, yeah, Ahsoka also survived Order 66 because she was there, but she wasn't in the Jedi Order.
Well, according to the show, the clones helped her out.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, Balin went all the way through and was probably a Jedi Knight, if not close to being a master himself, based on how he is with Shin. So you're taking on somebody. You're taking on somebody who is a dark side user but not a Sith. So he's got a different perspective. He's got a different fighting style. He's got a different motive for fighting. So her not being able to beat him is, it is believable. Because he's fighting for something different. He's not just fighting. He's not like Darth Maul. He's not just fighting for the sake of fighting.
He wants to know who Balin's master was. The rumor is Plow.
I honestly think it's Plo Koon as well. Because that makes the biggest sense with the way Plo Koon ties in with Ahsoka. To have that connection, that makes the most sense. But, who knows? Oh, the whole his lightsaber being orange. So here's another reason why Ahsoka might not be able to beat Balin. If we're going with the theory, right, that you bleed a kyber crystal to turn it red to signify you're a Sith, right? And this gentleman is not fully Sith, but he is dark side use. So his lightsaber is orange. But what color would it have to be if you're bleeding it and it turns to orange? Yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow would signify that you're a Jedi, either Sentinel or the Jedi Guard of the temple. They were handpicked and trained as the best of the fucking best. So if anything, which is why it's weird that in Order 66 they got, so there's a thing where Order 66 happened and the Grand Inquisitor, he was a temple guard. And the story is, I don't remember if it's actually in the anime where they say it, in Rebels, or if it's in one of the books, but when Order 66 happened, he turned and then he helped kill all the other fucking guards. Which would be the only thing that would make sense, because those guards are purposely built to destroy anybody who's coming in. If another Jedi wanted to show up, they're getting fucked up by these guards.
So would he be stronger than Anakin?
No.
Would he have been better than Anakin?
Anakin probably would have been the only one that could have went in there and just handled all of them.
What about Mace Windu?
Mace would have. Mace, for the simple fact that Mace had dark side abilities, he could use the lightning and all that shit. he might have stood a chance. So those two would have probably stood a chance, and maybe Yoda. But anybody else they were trained to be that good. And the reason they all wear the masks and they all have yellow sabers is because they're anonymous. And the yellow saber originally for the Temple Knights was to mask who you were. Because if I see a green or blue, I know you're either a knight or what do you call it, or a master, and I know which side of the force you lean and what abilities you have. I see yellow, I don't know what the fuck you can do.
Yeah.
And then what do you call it? That would also lean to if Balin was a guard who somehow lived and escaped. That would show why he could beat Ahsoka. Because we don't really know how strong he is or what he can do. He was trained on another level. And for everybody who's playing the home game, as I like to say, there is literal levels to the whole metachlorian force wielding ability shit. So, like I brought it up with the NBA on how to explain metachlorians and how everybody's force sensitive. Think of it as the NBA there. You got Jordan, you got Kareem, you got Magic, you got Walt, you got all those guys in the list. And Dwayne Wade, yeah, Dwayne Wade's a badass motherfucker. And he's one of the best players ever to do it. But if you put one person that's above him, he's losing. Now, is that person as good as LeBron and Durant and all? No. But he's just one notch above. So Ahsoka is here. Balin has to at least be one notch above.
She goes, she's like a mutant who has omega like abilities, but isn't technically an omega level mutant.
Yeah. Because she's imbued, so we don't really have an answer to this, if this is true or how much this is or what that really means. But the theory is that she's imbued with the daughter's energy, life force. Right? We've seen the daughter give her life force to bring her back to life. So we know that, but we don't know what that also entails because we haven't seen her really tap into anything. I don't think she's really unlocked anything. And I don't think that really means I don't really think that means as much to boosting what you already have. Like her limit cap didn't go up now because she got that extra life force. Because if you remember that arc, Anakin was able to already control both the daughter and the son.
Yeah.
He was already able to overpower them.
Because he was the chosen one.
Yeah, even giving her that extra still is not going to boost her if she had to actually fight Vader again. As we see in Rebels when Vader handled her.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. That makes sense. I just want to know because here's the thing that they're not really harping on, because a lot of the reviews are like, there's no gravity or there's no weight to this. One of the whales need to die. Someone need to die. No one is concerned with getting back home except for Ezra. Ezra's the only one that uttered the words getting back home. Either when are we getting back home? I'm starting to believe we're coming back home. Is someone going to be there when I get back home?
Yeah.
Like, no one gives a shit about getting back there.
Thron is the only other person. But to their defense, Ahsoka just got there. So she hadn't got a second to do all that. She just showed up, had to fight hug, hey, we got him, and then the episode ended. And Sabine apparently, after getting stabbed,
Has better shit to do.
yeah, had become the least talkative person in the world. Because you know what they say, near-death experience makes you want to hold all the information to yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, you died. Did you see anything on the other side? Don't worry about it. We got plenty of time, dog. It's cool. I can just see her. If Sabine was a real person and a robbery happened in front of her, the cops were like, "Did you see anything?" Like, I'll tell you later. Can we just enjoy the fact that there's a man in uniform standing in front of me, officer? Like,
Where the donuts at? Who's it, Jakin?
ooh,
Because speaking of Jedi levels, I wonder what's his name? Jason? Will place after part. Is that his master?
Hera's son. That's how they
Oh.
spell it, his name.
Oh, okay.
Well, considering the fact that Kanan is his father, he probably is not going to place too much higher than where Kanan or maybe get
What
to
up,
Ezra's
Tyson?
level.
I think Kanan would have been dope live action.
Yeah, but Freddie Prinze has said that he does not want to do it because Kanan already had the best ending, and he thinks anytime he shows up, it cheapens the ending. He hated the fact that his voice was in Force Awakens because he literally said, he was like, why the fuck would my character be up there with all the other Jedi voices? Like, he wasn't strong enough in the Force to be there. Why would he have been there? To which I say, I see where he's coming from, but as a fan perspective, if you're gonna hear all the fucking Jedi, let's hear all the Jedi.
And
Like,
if you're gonna,
why was Ahsoka there? Ahsoka wasn't dead.
That's the thing though. If you're gonna do voices of Jedi, you have to do familiar voices of Jedi.
Yeah.
Because imagine if we just heard random people's voices. Like,
yeah.
What happened to Mace Windu? What happened to Anakin? What happened to Qui-Gon? What happened to fucking, Jedi number 3 from the first one? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to all of them?
But he also doesn't like the fact that Kanan, which I forget what his real name is, but he hates the fact that his younger self showed up in Bad Batch in that Order 66 scene. He doesn't like that either.
Well, I didn't even see that.
We saw that episode together where they went back and showed what happened to. Remember, they were like, "Oh, they're chasing the Bad Batch had to kill somebody."
Yes.
And we're like, "Who the fuck is that?" Oh, that's Kanan's fucking master, and that's him.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I remember. So speaking of masters, Plo Koon, right? Plo Koon. I know if he is Balin's master, he's also the one that gave Ahsoka to Anakin to train. Is this why it's so important that he's the master of Balin?
I mean, it would be a good connective tissue. Like, it's not vital for him to have any connection, but it'd be cool if he had that connection because he does seem to have some affinity for her.
Yeah,
and it doesn't just seem to be like, oh, because she's a Jedi, and only because she's a Jedi. It seems like there's something more there.
What if? Let's throw this shit out the window. What if Balin is Qui-Gon's son? Because remember, Qui-Gon believed you can have attachments and all that. What if he had a hidden son that the Order didn't, that the Jedi Force didn't know about, and then he just manipulated something so another person or Plaguein was like, "I'll watch over him," and very few people knew this, and it's like he's been connected to Ahsoka just because it's like this one connected with Anakin, And it's like the forces in the 20s, 5 levels of bacon.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Like he's just
Yeah.
he's some like, why not throw that out there? That's probably why this guy's so fucking good at shit. You know what I'm saying?
Because I don't think that it makes sense.
Nothing makes sense. Listen, when you can tell me that Rey is Palpatine's granddaughter because she fucking thrusted a lightsaber once when she didn't know how to use a fucking sword and she was using a stick, and usually you thrust a stick, when you can make that connection, this motherfucker's Yoda's brother. This motherfucker, you can make a connection that this motherfucker's Yoda's brother.
Dude,
He's
but that
speaking in
connection
riddles.
made perfect sense because there's only 7 ways that you could train in the art of a fucking lightsaber.
But she never trained.
I get that,
but that's like if you gave me nunchucks and I did woo 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 woo, you're like, oh shit, this nigga's Bruce Lee's grandson. No, that's not how it works.
But now, if all the men in our family had a different weapon or a different fighting style associated with them, and somebody saw you for the first time and you instinctually went with one of their fucking fight styles, I could see where people would be like, "Ha, he might belong to that guy."
She had no form, but she trusted up. Palpatine. The fuck?
Dude, we've hashed that shit out.
Nah, yeah, I know.
Again and again.
Fucking Snoke is in one of those boxes.
Yo, how cool would it be if? See, now we'd have to go and retcon a bunch of shit because it turned out that Snoke was just a fucking meat puppet and not anything.
Was he?
Huh?
Was he?
He was just a fucking meat puppet. He was nobody.
No.
That was the whole point of The Last Jedi. Nobody was anybody. Nobody fucking cares about anything.
Yeah, but they didn't watch the movie Lean on Me. Everybody is somebody.
How cool would it have been if Balin?
With Snoke.
Yeah.
Yo, then we really got to retcon shit because Balin's a strong motherfucker. And I'm sorry, I don't think he would have fell for the banana in the tailpipe. The way that Snoke died, I don't think Balin would have fell for the banana in the tailpipe.
Again, yeah. Nah, that's fucking poor writing. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so
the last thing I say about that, I don't know how you're in a room with probably the strongest force user, even if he's on the dark side, sitting right in front of you, and he didn't feel the shit next to him was being manipulated in the incorrect way by the other motherfucker. He just didn't need 30 seconds ago hold these motherfuckers out like
yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, somehow Palpatine returned, and I'm gonna get to that later on in this discussion as a fucking fear of mine. But go ahead.
Now, with the unfortunate passing of Balin in real life, I know I don't think they changed the story after he passed. But how do we see these people move on?
Somebody had a great idea, and the fans, they got to get on board. At some point, if we want to keep these characters going, we're gonna have to just recast these motherfuckers. Somebody else is gonna have to be Han. Somebody else is gonna have to be Luke.
Yeah.
You can't just keep bullshit computer generating motherfuckers.
No, listen, I'm not mad at that as long as you get the right shit, but also someone needs, if you're gonna be Balin, you gotta come with that.
Gerard Butler. They had the suggestion, have Gerard Butler come in, and I was like, fuck yeah. Leonidas? He could fucking do it.
Yeah, but he would have to be Leonidas. He can't do that. Balin has a presence, but Gerard Butler's presence seeks a little charisma in it. But yeah, I can see that.
Yo, there's one other guy that I would suggest. I'm gonna bring him up because I don't think
Superman, Henry
Huh?
Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill and what's his name that Cavs always mentions? Ryan Gosling. You split them up. The first half of the movie is Henry Cavill. The second half of the movie is Ryan Gosling. No one would know the difference.
I forget this dude's name. Oh, Vincent Reagan. This guy.
Yeah,
He looks like him.
he does.
And if you watch One Piece, he's without being overly mustache twirly and big and bright, he's menacing as fuck. Like I either get that dude, Gerard Butler, or get that dude,
What about the guy who played the comedian?
Jeffrey D. Morgan. Well, how about if the dude's a British actor? He's got the accent. How about we just pick another fucking dude instead of somebody trying to put on an accent?
Henry Cavill.
But
Nah,
see, here's the thing, bro.
yeah, nah.
No, I don't want Henry Cavill because I don't want Henry Cavill to turn around and then tell the writers all the shit they got wrong and how they're not sticking to the fucking lore, and then he gets replaced by Liam Hemsworth in season 3. Like,
But so people are saying to just recast him.
no, not people. One person had that great idea, and I was like, that's good. And I honestly think, yo, if we want to see these characters keep going, so this is why I say this, right? George Reeves played Superman. Then Brandon Roth played Superman. Then Henry Cavill played Superman. Then whoever the new guy is playing Superman. Michael Keaton played Batman. Val Kilmer, George Clooney. What's his name? I'm
Christian
blanking on
Bale.
name. Christian Bale. Fucking
Ben Affleck.
Boston Cream Pie played him. Ben Affleck. Like we already have in our fucking fandom one character who's played by a million fucking guys already.
Shit, the Joker has like for at least 4 or 5 people playing him.
Yeah. So who really gives a shit? Like we could have, in all honesty, and I was never on the side of what they did. I mean, yeah, honor Chadwick. This is a weird one because you want to honor him? Okay, honor him. But you could have recasted the Black Panther. And then just kept having him in the fucking MCU. Because what if, think about it this way. What if Chadwick got sicker and couldn't do the movies and had to step down and didn't die before he got to complete it, just couldn't do it while he was alive? We would have had to recast. You're not going to sit there and go, well, Chadwick can't do it. Take him out. He's no longer in the thing.
I mean, you could have did that. You could have did the thing where he was sick during the entire movie of Wakanda Forever, and it was like he had a Deadpool shit, like a skin eating disease or some shit like that, and it fucked up his face, and he has to wear a mask.
Yeah, I don't think we have to get that crazy, but
or they did a surgery and now he looks like fucking Denzel instead of for Chadwick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Or just walk up in there and it's a new person. Everyone was fine with Rhodey until he turned green. Until they recasted Rhodey with a green woman, no one had a problem with it.
But here's the dichotomy with that example specifically, and why that example is so difficult is because, I mean, the movie they made to honor him was beautiful.
No, yeah.
But in reality, we can recast. If you want to keep this character forever, nobody lives forever. Other people are gonna have to play him.
I mean, they got a new Captain America.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't have a new Steve Rogers. But
yeah,
Like,
No.
if you want Steve Rogers back, and Chris Evans don't want to do it, you got to get somebody else to fucking do it. Like, that's just that's how it goes. Harrison Ford's 80 fucking something years old. If Lord forbid we have to do a fucking reboot of the sequels and try to bring him back, grab somebody else.
See, now when it comes to Indiana Jones, I gotta gatekeep. We should not recast Indiana Jones. We just should stop making those movies.
Yo, I want everybody
Stop making those movies.
Matter of fact, not tonight. It's Tuesday. People got to work. I want everybody this weekend. Here's their homework assignment. Everybody this weekend, go back and watch the third Indiana Jones, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm gonna look it up now just to be 100% on what movie I'm gonna tell you to go watch. Give me 1 second.
Everybody is. Yeah, I don't think we should have another Indiana Jones movie, period.
No, so Indiana Jones, the last one was The Last Crusade. Duh, stupid ass.
See?
Everybody go watch Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade. You don't have to watch the whole thing. You just have to watch him walk off into the fucking sunset because the trilogy ended and his story was done. Why we needed 4 and 5? Who knows? What should have they done with 4 and 5? Either redo it or put another motherfucker in there.
Yeah.
I mean, they were trying to with Shia, but Shia ain't it.
Shia wasn't gonna be it. That's where I'm going with it. Now, I'm not looking for an exact replacement for Balin. But what I am looking for is someone that can fit his shoes. This character already has life. You can't change the way this character is by bringing in someone who's not worthy to fit in the character. You know what I'm saying? Like Batman. This is a pre-made character. In one way or another, the actor you got to play Batman needs to be Batman. It doesn't need to be George Clooney. It needs to be Batman. Balin has already set the parameters of which Balin is. We need someone to fit Balin.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I think I'm saying the choice he made and the choice I gave, I think are, if we were going that route, those would be my front runners. Because I think they have enough acting ability to do that. To step in and find the great mix of what he laid and layering what they can do.
I think Bucky would be a good Luke.
Yeah, he's the internet 100% choice.
And bear with me. I think Hawkeye could be Han Solo.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, he could be Han Solo. 100 fucking %. Yes.
He has it. He has it. How is he doing, by the way? Is there any updates with his health?
I think he's good. He before the whole writer strike and shit, he was on a late night talk show and talked about the whole thing.
Okay, because I know he had a cane then, no?
Yeah, but the fact that we haven't heard anything about it, like any extra shit, bodes very well.
Okay. And Elena, I'm just gonna pick all these fucking Marvel people, but this is the thing though. They already live in a. Elena could be Princess Leia.
No, I think, to be honest, if we're gonna recast Princess Leia, it's got to be her daughter.
Who's her daughter?
Her daughter was actually in the last film, but I'm gonna look it up right now so you can see.
I could see that. Like Ice Cube's son played Ice Cube in the biopic.
That's her and her daughter from, I think it's 8, Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to see if I can get a better picture. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I could see it. I could see her being Princess Leia.
Matter of fact, yeah, the better side by side.
Yeah. Darken up her hair, give her the red lips. Boom. Almost a match. But listen, there's no way you can't recast some of these characters if you want to keep this shit going for the next 20 years.
Yeah, if you want to keep these same characters for the next fucking.
Fucking Mark Hamill's not gonna be able to fucking walk in the next 20 years. You know, like, like that's like Harrison Ford is Luke Skywalker. No,
Yeah.
Harrison Ford is too old to play Luke Skywalker.
Yo,
You know?
that's what gets me when. I mean,
I'm sorry,
I
not
hope-
Harrison. What's his name? Get off my lawn, you son of a bitch. Gran Torino,
Eastwood?
Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood is fucking Luke Skywalker.
yeah. Dude, but to get to Harrison Ford, he's a good actor. I hope Cap 4 is a return to form for Marvel. I hope it's a really good movie. But you picked an 81-year-old man to be fucking Thunderbolt Ross and to potentially do what if Thunderbolt becomes the Red Hulk? He ain't mocapping shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be him just sitting in a suit and then other people doing other shit. They're going to have the Mando it. Like, just use his voice and 15 other guys to play the part. Like,
But so this last episode that has aired already, we didn't get to see it. We'll recap it plus Loki next week. Are we thinking this is gonna end open to be in the movie, or is this gonna introduce a new character, or gonna go into another season?
so, there's speculation about another season happening. Now, see, this is all too fluctuated because I don't know what their plan was originally before the writer strike. I don't know what their plan was because they announced the movie. And I don't know what their plans are going to be because viewership has been fucking tanked on this show. Like from a money-making standpoint, why would you do another season?
They
Why
have
wouldn't
not.
you just leave it with why wouldn't you do the movie? And if the movie's good, then do a second season.
They haven't been able to promote it. They promoted the shit out of the Mandalorian.
Yeah, but so well, it started with Boba. Boba Fett, people started dropping off. Obi-Wan, it continued. Mando season 3 was the worst viewed of all the seasons. And now Ahsoka, these people are not. You burnt too many bridges with the fandom.
You know why? I'm gonna tell you straight out. The reason why Boba Fett, Mando season 3, what was the other one you mentioned? Obi-Wan, Secret Invasion, and all these other shows, people are falling off. One reason, and one reason only. Run length. You're not giving us enough. I don't want a 30-minute episode on a fucking show that requires 16 episodes for you to tell me the story. If you're gonna give us 8 episodes, give us 8 hours worth of footage. There is no fucking. This is like the teacher telling you to write an essay. You write an essay in 15 minutes, and the teacher says, "No. You have 3 hours. Put more in this." No, I'm done. No. Use your time. You're giving us a 30-minute episode where you legitimately could have fit an hour's worth of shit in that episode. You know what I'm saying? We could have legitimately had more shit in this episode in the past 3-4 episodes of every series. But you give us a half hour. That whole, we're only gonna give you what we need to tell the story. We need a lot for this story. Because I started this whole thing up with a presumption of how I felt Ezra was fucking treating Sabine. You didn't see it. I'm the only one that saw it. No one in the fucking Easter egg saw it. And the only reason why I saw it is because the look that Ezra was giving her. I was like, he's treating her like a child. And that's only because I saw it multiple times. You can take the time to give us what you think is happening. I did hot yoga to pull out the first 2 episodes that just fucking around, and then they're gonna give us the real shit because they had to introduce, and then they did that. But now I can't hot yoga this shit no more. I'm just showing you what I see, and I'm hoping that's what the story they're telling you. People are so invested in novellas and the fucking soap operas because they're on every day. 4,000 episodes a season for an hour. You're telling me people can't invest a fucking hour of their week for a TV show that's supposed to tell us a story for something that happens over centuries?
Yeah, but two things I'll say. One, the reason that Star Wars was big the first time was because it wasn't out all the time. They did 3 movies. It went away. It came back with 3 movies. It went away. It came back with the Clone Wars. Like it was the event. We had to wait, and then Star Wars comes out. Bam, we got Star Wars. We know we got it for the next few years. Then we wait again. If my second point was not true, then we would be more inclined with your shit. Because my second point is, where you say we didn't have enough runtime, I say the problem with is Boba Fett, baddest motherfucker alive, until you get his own show and he has to pick up a bunch of teens on fucking mopeds because he's a fucking bitch. Obi-Wan Kenobi, this is the rematch. He's protecting Luke. Nah, he's really protecting Leia. He's lost. The rematch was cool, but that's not really what we were supposed to get. Mando season 3, Grogu's back. He's got the Darksaber. What the fuck are we gonna do? Oh, this is Bo-Katan's show. Okay. And to a certain extent, Ashoka. Oh, we got Ashoka. Cool. But this is actually Rebels season 5.
Yeah.
Not really Ahsoka. Now, Secret Wars. We got Secret Wars. Or Secret Invasion. Except it's not really Secret Invasion.
Yeah, we got that guy's at a dragon.
Nobody noticed Invasion. Yeah. Like everything we've been promised, the last couple of fucking things has been, and we keep bringing it up. I know it's your favorite show to bring up, and I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but She-Hulk, a fucking sitcom, situational comedy lawyer show. That is not what the fuck we got. You keep lying to people, they're gonna stop believing you.
Yeah.
And no matter what, when we turn around and go, no, this show's good, people are gonna be like perfect example. I watched YouTube with Dan Merrill. He watched the first 2 episodes because they gave it to him early so he can review them. He turned around and was like, I don't understand what the fuck's going on. He literally said in his last video he did on the weekend when he was previewing what's coming up for the week, he literally said he watched the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka and he hasn't gone back because he's going to go watch Clone Wars and Rebels so that when he finally gets to this show, he'll know what the fuck's going on. So he's not even going to watch this shit until he's caught up. And people like Show who don't know what's going on, I could see why you would check out.
The show actually likes the show.
No, yeah, but I'm just using
I'm explaining to him what's happening. That's probably
Yeah.
why he likes it.
But see, you need an explanation. This is why I say that for me, Endgame is one of my favorite Marvel movies. But in the grand scheme of things, Endgame is not Marvel's best. And I say that because if you take somebody off the street who doesn't know Marvel and sit them in front of Endgame, none of that shit makes any sense. None of that means anything to them. But you sit there and you're like, oh, this is for the people who watched all 26 fucking movies. Yes, Ahsoka's for the people who watched Clone Wars and Rebels and grew up with Ahsoka and know who Sabine is and know who Ezra is. But when everybody who watched the show is here and you're trying to market it to this, guess what happens when only this people show up? It looks like nobody's watching.
But you know what the thing is? Now this is why I say we only need one thing. We need longer episodes. Why? Because if we were to get more in depth with Sabine to get her actual feel, because I feel like we don't know Sabine at all in this season.
That's the one character in this show that is written piss poorly, in my opinion.
And we should have been able to get her remembering the shit that Ezra did, like her fucking having nightmares of Ezra fucking leaving with the shit and him being dead and her stuck in some shit. Like she needs to find Ezra to prove that he's still alive because everybody thinks he's dead type shit. Like she's having her own inner battle. The same way we had that with Ahsoka. The reason why Mando was so good is because we had Mando, we had Grogu, we had Gina Carino, we had the guy from Outlaw, is it Outlaw? Justified. Like we had all these characters that had their own, even Apollo Creed. We had all these characters with their own little story arcs and their own backstory, and we could connect to every single one of them. Every single one of them. They gave enough time for them to be like, okay, Gina Carino's a badass. We know why she's here. We know she's helping him do this, but she's leaving. Outlaw, we know he got Boba Fett's suit because he needed to protect him from whatever the fuck. We know that Apollo Creed's the guy that gets Mando his jobs and their friends. Grogu's the baby. This is interesting. Was he in Order 66? He was. Was he one of the wild? He was. He doesn't remember nothing. Blah, 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 blah. This and the third. Then they got to, well, you niggas know. So we're gonna throw in Ahsoka Tan, and it's gonna be her story. And it's like, yeah, we know it from the Clone Wars and all that shit. But it's like it still would have been good to see some of that. Some of it. To get invested in it and be like, oh shit, maybe this is something we didn't see from Clone Wars that they're solidifying here. Or we get to see the lore. Because we all know about the Darksaber. But until this motherfucker Moss Gideon pulled it out and lit that shit up, we were like, oh shit, the Darksaber's real. the fucking saber's real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but shit like that gets people excited. Because if we would have been able to feel Sabine and talk to Ezra and not had that 2-second things of who the fuck Ezra is, where it's like, okay, they got the little shit going. I want to see what's more with that. So when they do come together in episode 5, it's a little bit more impactful. Thron, through us knowing about him, when he showed up, it was crazy because they made a big thing about it. When Ezra showed up, why are you so sad? Give us more time. More time.
But now, more time won't.
But more time could have made us, like, we love Balin because of how stoic he is and all that. But imagine more time with him and fucking Shin.
Yeah, more time would work, I guess, for us. But more time is still not going to endear you to the characters that we spent years with.
But because fucking Moon Knight. When we got the episode with him in the 2 personalities, we got so connected with them that when one got thrown off of the fucking boat, he was like, how's he gonna go save him? You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't about saving the planet, saving the world. How was Steve gonna go save that one?
Yeah, but now here's the thing. I'm willing to bet that if you look at the runtimes are the same. They just you kind of can't compare them because this is a character we all were learning about for the first time versus a character in Sabine which I know for the last 10 years.
Yeah, but think like Chopper, right? We
Chopper's
know
fucking
Chopper.
perfect in the show.
Yeah, we know Chopper, but imagine a little bit more time with Chopper. You would have been able to. I know it's not his show, but that whole would have been a little bit more.
But see,
it's just like we spent so much time
I
with
don't need
C-3PO
time
and
with Chopper.
R2D2. No, I know, but I'm saying we spent so much time with R2D2 and C-3PO that we know them. BB-8, we know them. We don't know Sabine. She's been in almost every episode.
But now
we know Han Shansu, the Hu Yang. I said the Japanese version. We know Hu Yang.
Hu Yang already sounds Asian enough. But
no, but you know we saw his personality.
That boils down to writing. The other characters, for some reason, are just seemingly written better. Like, I don't know what it is about Sabine. She doesn't seem to be written that well.
Is it the writing or is it the actress?
It's not the acting. Because never once did I turn around and go, yo, this girl fucking sucks. I've never said that about the actor.
Yeah.
I'm always just like, yo, what the fuck is the character doing? Why is the character not? I know it's not the actress.
Yeah.
It's not. In no world am I like, yo, they gave the actress 15 pages of dialogue, and she said, "Nah, dog, don't worry about it. Cut, print. That's a wrap, motherfucker."
And I'm out this bitch.
Yeah. But like, if you look at I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know what they're going for with her as a character. Because Shin says nothing, and we got everything we need to know about her. Balin says very few words. We got everything we need to know about him. Thron feels exactly like Thron. Ezra feels exactly like Ezra. Ashoka, we went on the journey. We were like, something's off. We got to the journey. Boom. Now we know why Ashoka. We haven't gotten there with Sabine. We don't know why it feels off. And for some reason, it seems like whoever, if it was Dave Filoni or whoever wrote it, was like, yo, we're gonna do this with Ezra, this with Ahsoka, this with Ben, Balin, this with Shin, this with Thrawn, this with Morgan, and they were like, what about Sabine? And he's like, fuck yeah, Sabine's in there too. But we're gonna do this with Hera, we're gonna do this with C-3PO, we're gonna have Chopper's moment, and they're like, but you know Sabine's in this too. He's like, fuck. Yes, she's in here. Yes, trust me, she's in here. But we're gonna do this with this one. Enoch's gonna fucking look cool. Like,
you know what I think they missed? They introduced Sabine as this wild character, this wild card that just does Fast and the Furious shit, and then instantly tamed her, and now she seems so insecure about herself. She can't even shoot.
Because
she did what you said about the stormtrooper. She literally shot someone 3 feet away from her and totally missed.
Yeah,
there should be no guns in the galaxy.
It's that whole thing where, for some fucking reason, it is against movie and TV law to have a character get over fucking trauma 10 years later. Like, we're not picking up 30 seconds after fucking Ezra left. It's been years. What the fuck are we like? Again,
yeah.
Everybody deals with trauma differently.
You know,
I get it. I had a whole episode at work yesterday where I literally, on my break, was watching soldiers come home to surprise their mom because I was missing my mom. But you gotta at least grow as a person.
You know,
growing and moving forward does not negate the feeling does not negate your wanting to find him. Like, here's my question:
Or
if you
evolve into someone that can't let go.
yeah, here's my question: if you don't think anybody, or if you're mad that Ahsoka left and you're not trying to find Ezra and all that other shit, what the fuck did you do then?
That's what I was gonna say. Because
what the
I think
fuck were you doing?
you know, to be honest with you, I think this episode should have been Ahsoka and Sabine doing the same shit from opposite ends. Think about this. Ahsoka's looking for Thron because she believes he's still around and she wants to end him. Sabine should be looking for Ezra, but Ahsoka's literally looking for a map to find Thron, where Sabine should have been looking for theoretical ways to find Ezra. Like, she should have been the one that knew about the whale mapping. Like, if she would have been like, I found the map to Thron. I found a way to get to him.
So
I found a way to get to Ezra. The whale maps. The whales took him this, and this is what they do. There's ancient books about the whales, the same way that Hussein said it. I don't give a shit his name at this point. Fucking, I don't care. Hussein fucking told, like, the stories about the whales. I mapped their whole shit out. This is what we need. And they were like, wait, you would need hyper engines to this. And then, like, well, doesn't the junkyard have that? Like, if all three of them would have came together in that moment, where Sabine would have figured out a theoretical way to get to another galaxy using the whales, or if we wanted to generate our own shit, then the general would have been like, we have those. Let's go get them. Wait, we don't have them. The enemy is building it to get Thron.
yeah, because now I'm gonna suggest a different take on that, but where, for anybody who doesn't know, where Toe is, what do you call it, correct in all this, Sabine is a fucking weapons engineering genius, and she designed a fucking weapon that can negate all the aspects of fucking Beskar. That was the whole big arc that she had in Rebels, and why she's essentially like Tony Stark. She built a weapon that she thought was gonna help. They turned it against her, and then she was like, "No, fuck it, I'm out. I'm joining the good guys now." She's a little bit like Tony Stark in that regard. But my suggestion would have been, they're looking for Thrawn and Ezra respectively in different places, and instead of the line of, well, you know who you're gonna have to go to get help, they run into each other. It's like, what are you doing here? Like, well, what the fuck are you doing here? I'm looking for Thrawn. I'm looking for Ezra. Well, our paths converge, and then Hera's like, you really need each other, right?
Yeah. Or
And then
Hussein.
Yeah.
The Force has brought you together again.
Well, I mean, he could have added that on. I think Hera had to be the one to
Yo, listen.
say, but
I'm also at the point. Stop teasing me. This bitch has it or she doesn't now. Stop teasing me with Sabine. Does she have the fucking Force or not? Or no? Or no? I was gonna say nah, but then I was saying nah and no at the same time. So does she have the fucking Force or no? Yes or nah?
You over here just, does she have the Force or just like wow? Like, just fucking different languages are coming out now.
Serious shit's happening over here.
Yo, you know what? At this point, fuck it. She doesn't have the Force, or she's so weak in it that she basically, all she could do is hear shit messages from people talking to her. Move the fuck on.
Because they kind of said, oh, these last 2 episodes, we're not going to give a shit about her being a Jedi or Force or anything. We're going to mention it. Because here's the thing. This would have been lovely to see.
Anybody wants that.
This would have been lovely to see. As they're going, Ahsoka's training you? Oh, no, yeah, you train a little bit more. You learn anything new?
Dude, yeah. Talking would have been helpful. Instead of, who's she? She's you, but she's not as funny. What the fuck does that mean? Like, I get that's a cute way of being like, she's trained in the Jedi forces, But there's a vast difference between a Sith and a fucking Jedi.
Yeah.
And saying to Ezra, she's you, just less funny, doesn't give him anything to go off of, because, oh, okay, so my assumption is she's probably as strong as I am. She may or may not be. You don't fucking know.
Oh, it would have been beautiful. She's you, just not as funny. Really? Oh, you was trained by Kanan? Yeah. Europe, man. Like, I don't. Who is this? A bad bitch.
Who is this? Trained by some Jedi who killed Ahsoka.
Oh, another Force user.
But how about throw out there, trained by a motherfucker who killed Ahsoka,
Her master killed Ahsoka.
so that when you hand Ezra the lightsaber and he goes, nah, I got it, it's the Force, he might actually think for a second, like,
Well,
if she shows up, I might need that.
Yeah. Also,
because think about it. He had no fear whatsoever when Shin faced off against him, right?
yeah.
Not one lick of fear, which is good. Like, all right, he doesn't fear him. No problem. I'm not worried about that part. But she immediately said, fuck out of here, bitch, and slammed his ass unconscious.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to give a heads up to the motherfucker. Because if me and you went to a basketball court and some random dude showed up, I was like, who the fuck's he? And you looked at me and said, Vic, he's you, just not as funny. I'm playing him like he's me. I'm like, oh, so this motherfucker can't dribble, he can't shoot,
He can't
and
dunk.
he's not funny? Okay.
He ain't got shit. No, it's true. It's true. And you would have thought, all I need is the Force. This is where some badass shit needs to happen.
This is what I'm talking about, right? When I say it's like Godzilla, like you teased us. All right, so he force pushes one guy 2 feet. He force throws another guy 5 feet. Cool. But what else did the Force do? He never stopped any fucking projectiles. He never pulled, like, he pulled Sabine once, but he never pulled anybody else out. He never used it to aid him in any other thing. Like, he just punch, push. Punch, kick, push. Punch, pull. Dodge, stop.
He only did it to one person too. In the game, you could push 3 or 4 people. Now imagine he'd have been like, all I need is the Force, and he'd have pushed some of these stormtroopers back in the plane and closed the fucking plane up.
Well, I mean, that's probably a little too strong for him. But what if he would have turned around, fight, throw one dude, stop a projectile, throw it back. The Marauder's about to attack one of the turtle people in the hut, move the fucking hut.
Yeah.
Now we see, oh, he's using it in different ways. He's got some sort of strength with it. Expand upon it. That's all I'm saying.
Kung Fu.
Yeah. I mean, does he have to be Vader kicking the shit out of Reaver? No. But something other. Yo, go back and watch. The first dude, he literally pushed 2 feet at most.
Dude, he pushed him like if he was a regular person. Just,
Yo, if anybody playing this home game, no Street Fighter, he went to pick Ryu and accidentally picked Dan. And if you know, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's. And we left that episode going, oh, yo, this was dope. But it doesn't hold.
I told you how I left that episode.
Yeah. I watched it again this morning. I picked up that stuff, and I picked up her cutting his hair, even though that I saw that the first time. The second time it was close, and my man did the oh shit. At that point, when I thought about that, I was like, this is where you need to turn into Danny Yan or Steven Seagal or Van Damme and start doing some shit. Cause they also cut away when that fight happened, and I don't know if you saw it. The first time she swung the lightsaber, he went like this and blocked her hands. And I'm like, shing, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much. I've seen someone do some crazy shit with the saber lights that we bought, right? And he's doing some twirly shit, and I'm like, no one ever uses the fucking lightsaber with the force. Like, you blocked it, let go of the shit, and let that shit go fucking, and you use the force to fucking use the saber without you even touching it.
There's been one person who has, in all of Star Wars, done something different with a lightsaber other than just fucking flip it and spin it like a fucking like a disco rave stick. Can you take a guess?
Qui-Gon?
No.
Yoda.
I give you one more guess.
Yoda.
No. Vader. In episode 3, was Return of the Jedi, Luke jumped up to a fucking balcony and Vader threw his motherfucking lightsaber at it. Cut the fucking balcony down.
Oh shit!
Nobody's
Yeah.
ever done that since or before. And then against Reva, he did all that shit, pulled the lightsaber back, threw it one way, pulled it like he was doing shit. Shit we ain't never seen before.
Yeah.
Vader's
Shit.
the only one. I mean, see, this is now where, like, so there's been a call from one or two people that I've seen to get the original guy who did the prequel trilogy choreograph fight scenes to come back because he thinks the fight scenes now are stupid. But this is where I'm like, yo, get somebody different. I don't give a shit how good you could spin a fucking blade. Because, you spin a blade, like they have a move. It's called the Obi-Wan, where it's a mixture of Anakin's move behind the back shit and Obi-Wan's flip. And yeah, you do it, but that's the only thing they do for like a minute and a half. It's the same fucking flip.
Yeah.
Like, okay, get somebody in here who's like, hey, this motherfucker can manipulate this object in space. Who? Let's start using the force. Because this is what I never understood. If you're blue, you're more with the lightsaber, and you're more a fencer or a sword fighter than you are with the force. If you're green, you're more with the force than you are with the lightsaber. How come people with green sabers never actually fucking fight with the goddamn force? You get that one line where Count Dooku tells Yoda, we're too smart and savvy and strong with the force that we're gonna basically cancel each other out, so we got to do it with swords. Okay, that's force on force. Use the force with the sword, because what's the force if you're strong enough, which we've seen Kylo Ren, Rey, now Ezra, Vader do. This is the fucking shield, sword and shield.
Yeah.
Block, boom. Move out the way, boom. Distraction. Catch. Pull back. Like,
you know what I would love to see when they're saber on saber, and you see that there's one force user that's stronger than the other. He fucking pulls his hand and starts bending his lightsaber to fucking go to him. It's almost like he's manipulating the blade and the saber to fucking bend. It's like, I might not be able to push this shit to you, but I can bend it now to fucking go into your face.
Do you know this? I forget the name of it. I think it's Form 7, which is kind of like a forbidden form, because Jedis won't use it because it's not honorable, and Sith won't use it because it makes them look weak. But it's a literal form where you're fighting, boom, you ignite the blade. When you go to swing, you turn it off. So he goes to block, it's not there. On the other side, you turn it back on. We ain't never seen nobody do that shit.
Yeah, that would be dope.
If you're fighting multiple people with those sticks, and it's a group of people that you can cut down, let's have a fucking dark side user off, on with a cut, off, on with a stab. Oh, like
I mean, you have that ability. You have to. This is the thing. You have to use all the weapons that you have. On and off is a weapon. It's a technique. It's a
yeah. and if anybody's ever paid attention, especially you see it, especially in episode 1, they make a very conscious decision because it is a fucking laser sword. They show you that if they're rolling or if they're doing some sort of acrobat, they turn their saber off so they don't accidentally cut themselves.
yeah.
So it's not like it's never been done ever anywhere. Now, I want to bring this up before we get too far in the weeds. Balin, what the fuck is he looking for? What's calling to him? Why did he leave Shin? I think Occam's razor here, right? You know what Occam's razor is?
Yes, but I can't explain it to you.
Occam's razor is a shorthand phrase for the simplest thing is the answer.
Okay.
So if you're trying to describe what a bottle is, instead of trying to break it down, it's a plastic tube that contains a liquid.
Yeah.
Right? The simplest solution is the answer. Occam's razor. And I think in this case, Occam's razor is, we had it in the chat somewhere. Somehow Palpatine returned. Maybe it's Palpatine. I, for one, don't want that to happen because I know we gotta maybe get to the sequels at some point. But for right now, fuck that. There's a million fucking things that could have happened before we got to the sequel. We don't need to get to the sequel today.
What about if it's Starbreaker?
Who?
Starbreaker?
Starkiller?
Yeah. What if that's how you introduce him without him being Vader's apprentice?
I don't think that'll work because Dave Filoni has already said that if he has to bring in somebody and change and really change him to fit him in, he said there's no point to bring him in, so he's not going to do it. And that'd be a massive change.
Here goes a question here now. There is a Jedi that took on the witch's form. Remember, we had to fight him in the game. He had the witch's power, and he was a Jedi. No, he was a Sith Lord.
Yeah. In the first game, it could be him, but I think since the game's canon, I think he's dead by this time.
His spirit. Everybody is somebody.
Yeah.
But I mean, I want to see that big ass animal that Kanan fucking learned how to see with the Force.
Now,
I want to see that shit.
Okay, that'd be cool, but why would he be in this galaxy? Like, how would he have gotten from our galaxy to this one? Like, why would he have gotten there? Wouldn't make sense.
The world between worlds.
Which that's not supposed to be a fucking gateway access. Like, everybody knows about it. It's a 1 to 2 people can manipulate that shit and get in and out. Not everybody.
And those 2 people are Ezra and Ahsoka.
Yeah, and it's not the big fucking mastiff dude. Now, there's one theory that's floating around that when I read or when I heard about it, I was like, let me read up on this. And if anything, I hope it's this one. And
Please.
This is why I say Occam's razor it's just fucking Civ Palpatine, or whatever the fuck his name is, because this seems too good to be true. And every time so far there was a theory that was too good, it has been way the fuck off what actually happens. But Abeloth. So Abeloth is the embodiment of chaos. You know how we have the son, the daughter, and the father.
Yeah.
Well, Abeloth is the mother. She started out as a mortal, then found the father, the son, and the daughter, and they ingratiated her into their family, and she was the one who. So where the father kept the daughter and the son at peace, she kept the father at peace, and she became the mother. And then and I gotta look this up so I make sure I got this right because I have it written down. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Where is it? I have it written down in my notes here. So she drank from the fount of power and bathed in the pool of knowledge, and it corrupted her, and she went from being the mother to Aberoth, the fucking embodiment of chaos. What if, for this place, he's getting called by the font of knowledge and the pool of knowledge and the font of power?
And he's the
Because
big bad.
he's looking for a way to stop the fucking cycle.
Yeah.
What would you need? You would need knowledge. You would need power. What did he tell? What do you call it? Shin. He's looking for more. He's looking for a different kind of power than what Thron
Yeah.
had. What would you be afraid of? Chaos. Thron would be desperately afraid of chaos.
Because it's unpredictable and you can't
Yeah.
do nothing with it.
I mean,
It's like Carnage. Yeah, that's the psychopath coming at you.
Yeah, that would make, and it also would make sense. And this is according to the theory that I heard. This like I said, this was the thing at the beginning where I was like, I heard a theory and I just found something to explain because I had no clue about any of this. But the theory goes, maybe this is why he sent her away, because he knows only one of them is going to be able to go in there and accept, either be possessed or be granted ability or do something with this fount and this pool. And he has been on this journey for, like, this is his fucking path. This is not Shin's path. So you go handle what you're supposed to handle, and I got to do this on my own. That's the best theory I've heard, and the only thing that to me makes sense as to why you spent all this time with her and then threw her to the wolves. Because I'm sorry, like I said, she should have been able to mow down.
Yeah, she wasn't ready.
Yeah, and not
she should have been. It would have been. It should have been one of those. Ashoka needed to stop her.
Yeah. And there was a great moment where she pushes Ezra and knocks him out. Well, now it's time to finish the job on Sabine, and she goes to swing the lightsaber, and it stops. And she's like, "What the fuck?" And everybody's like, "Oh shit!" Ezra woke up. Ezra stopped it. Nope, it was Ahsoka who stopped it.
Yeah.
And then we get the fucking call. All the stormtroopers come back. And then she has to make a decision. Because if we look at it and call it for what it is, she said, fire on these people, and they never pulled the trigger. And then Ezra went, wait. You could take us as prisoners or whatever. And she said, fire again. And they hesitated. Now, that might just have been a thing of how you had to shoot it and how you had to, and what do you call it? How you had to write it to get all the heroes out alive. But then that's a failure of your writing. You wrote yourself into a corner where they're all surrounded. And you mean to tell me you couldn't have fucking fire and Ezra stops some of the bullets, the blast bolts, and Ahsoka stops some of the other ones?
Yeah, that would have been something. Fire, like he's trying his hardest to stop him and shit.
Yeah, and then maybe instead of teasing some shit, you turn around and Sabine does this out of reaction and doesn't push it out of the way completely, but pushes it from hitting her here to hitting her in the arm and the other part of her best guard. So we're like, oh, there's the little bit. So maybe now when she goes back to the cup, whenever that comes out, now we've seen it. We foreshadowed she moved the cup a little.
Now, to go to your theory, imagine if Ezra was knocked out and she went to do it, or Ezra wakes up and he's like, Sabine, and some shit happens to Sabine and she fucking gets awakened by the Force. Like it awakens. It's a fucking mutant gene that at high stress level and then she stops. You know what I'm saying? Like
so
I'm at the point she does it or she don't.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you wanted the scene to do this. Ezra gets knocked out, gets up, goes Sabine, and then we hear, and then so all of a sudden, she just full on Phoenix.
Like either she got it or she don't.
I don't see why you can't have a character who's just the Mandalorian. Yeah, I mean, you already have the Mandalorians wielding the Darksaber who are not Force trained.
Yeah.
They just hold the fucking saber. Let her hold the goddamn lightsaber. It's just the fucking weapon. And there's some people who are like, why? There were some people who were like, how come Ezra didn't take his lightsaber? It doesn't make sense. The lightsaber is the weapon of the Jedi. It's his life, which Obi-Wan told Anakin in episode 2 when he lost it. He was like, here's your lightsaber. Don't lose it. This is your life. So on a certain thing, I understand why you would say that. But again,
because the lightsaber is like your M16, right? In military, right?
The lightsaber, well, to the Marines, the lightsaber is your M16. This is my rifle, this is my gun, all that shit, right?
Yeah.
But guess what? It's not. The M16 is not my fucking shit. I'm in the motherfucking Navy.
Yeah.
I can shoot it. I've carried it. I know how to handle it. I know about it. But we're on a boat. That's not my primary. I'm not walking around 24/7 with it.
Yeah.
And if you look, Ezra, again, not fully Jedi trained, and the first opportunity he got to build his own lightsaber, it was also a gun. Remember that?
Yeah. I was gonna say, why didn't she keep it as a gun?
Because I think he lost that one, and this is his second version.
Oh, okay.
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think he had that. I think at some point he did get rid of that gun version. But the point being, like, this isn't his. What do you call it? Like, this isn't the same rules for the Jedi who were 100% fucking trained since birth. Don't apply when the descendants are not fucking trained that way. Like, do you think Kanan told Ezra, this is your life? Kanan didn't even want to be a fucking Jedi.
I think Kanan was just teaching him how to survive.
Yeah, he didn't want to
do what you need to do to survive.
He didn't want to do that. He had to go to Yoda and in the fucking Temple on the Thaw to figure out what the fuck to do. To reconnect to his shit. So I'm looking it up right now how many lightsabers he had. Everybody talk amongst yourself. We're clumped.
No, yeah. I mean,
yeah, so Ezra had 2 lightsabers. Yeah, so his second one was just a more regular style lightsaber.
This,
as you see right here.
Yeah. This episode, this show is good. The last episode we had beef with some semantics and all that shit. It was still a good episode. It's leading to the last episode. I want it to be longer than it is, but apparently it's fucking 20 minutes. I know it's not 20 minutes, but I'm waiting for it to come out. Loki season 2 comes out Thursday. Comes out Thursday. We're gonna talk about that next week, along with the season finale of Ahsoka. What are we seeing happening on the finale of Ahsoka?
For the first time, because of the way episode 7 happened, I don't know. I don't know. The only thing I could say for certain is I think Thron escapes and comes back to our main galaxy. It's the only thing I can say that I think happens.
So
Matter of fact, here's my thing. Ask me again that question. I got my answer.
What do you think happens at the end of the episode? What do you think happens next episode?
Nothing we originally thought.
So, pie in the sky theory. Ahsoka. Jedi fucking talks to Luke. Luke says, "I'm busy sweeping the temple because we need to raise the Jedi." Luke sends a message to Grogu. Grogu writes a letter to Mando. Mando takes his ship, stands in the right geographical spot. Thrawn comes out of hyperspace. Mando goes, "Been waiting for you. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker," and shoots the fucking the ex-wife that Hammer made from episode 3, from Iron Man 2. Iron Man, remember the bunker destroyer? Yeah. He calls it the ex-wife, right?
All right, yeah.
He shoots the ex-wife at Thrawn, blows everything up and kills Thrawn, and Mando just sits there and goes, "That's how we do it on this side of the galaxy, motherfucker." And the episode ends like that, and we just get a recap of Rebels.
It's the movie. We don't need the goddamn movie. There's too much Star Wars.
Yeah, it's a 5-minute fucking episode, and Moss Gideon at the end, the last, the extra credit scene, he's just laughing like, ha 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 ha. Got him right where I want him.
Yeah, we got a little bit extra time here. Apparently, it seems like we didn't get to Thrawn too much. Talk about Thrawn a little bit, but after seeing Thrawn, how cool, how calculated, and exactly what his plan was. Let the motherfuckers waste time while I get my shit ready, and then I can bounce. I don't give a fuck. So somebody had asked, like, "Oh, how could Thrawn couldn't find Ezra, but Sabine found him in a day?" Thrawn doesn't
give a fuck.
care. He doesn't give a fuck about, as long as Ezra is not attacking his ship or attacking his people. He doesn't care, because what does he not have to worry about? If Ezra's out there, he doesn't have to worry about him coming back or trying to get back when Thrawn leaves. Thrawn's going to be in a different fucking place. And after watching that, Moff Gideon went from a cool bad guy to that fucking Detroit urban survival dude. Moff Gideon is now, I can see right now, Moff Gideon is, if a Mandalorian has a dark saber to your neck, what are you going to do? Boom! Right here. First, you're going to move the saber away with your armor. Second, you're going to go for the throat. Third, knee him in the nuts, run away like a fucking girl.
Yo, think about it this way. Would you be concerned with an ant when you're trying to take over the galaxy?
No. Well, if Hank Pym's bringing them from the quantum realm, maybe.
Ezra don't have his lightsaber. He don't have no friends. This nigga's like, this world will consume him. We don't need to worry about him. Let's do what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yo, can we also get this? Can we just get some sort of I don't want like an actual warning. Like I don't want a warning sign and a big flashy thing, but just put up like a little symbol on the screen somewhere for grown-ups. Anytime you're like, put up a symbol that signifies, they're gonna introduce something for kids. All right, let me not take this one seriously. And then we get the little rock people or whatever the fuck. Like I understand at some point, Star Wars is a kid thing, but I would argue Night Mother's bringing motherfucking zombies back from the dead. Thron's devising plans to kill people. They're fighting with lasers. Like, what part of this is kid shit? Just because you put one little stupid ass rock fucking thing in there?
And not for nothing, I think it would have been awesome if Ezra was with those people, and those people were technologically advanced, where it's like, I got this, guys, don't worry about it. And Ezra's doing all this shit, and he doesn't have it. There's too much, and they just turn around and say, "Blah, we
Yo.
got this."
You know something? You might think that. I'm actually glad that they turned around and retconned the whole Battle of Endor. It was like, oh yeah, small ass insignificant creatures with no real weapons actually don't beat motherfuckers with armor just because you throw a rock at them. That was the best part of it.
Those are heavy rocks.
Seeing that motherfucker throw a frying pan to no effect. Greatest part of that episode.
Yeah. I have armor. That's like you throw a frying pan at a football player wearing his helmet. He shouldn't get knocked out for that. But yeah. Oh, I don't know if you heard this. I don't know if it means anything, but I heard it and it kind of made some kind of significance to me. When the Night Sister gave the information to Thrawn about Ashoka, she said this was the Inquisitor files. That's all the information that the Inquisitors made in their database.
Yeah.
She had an Inquisitor with her that she dusted.
Well, I mean, did she have the Inquisitor with her, or did she just go into Thrawn's ship?
No. I mean, the beginning of the episode, everybody thought that was Starbreaker.
Oh, yeah. True. I think that's just one that was just they said the name of a thing we know, and then we move on. Like I don't really think that has.
What if Thrawn this whole time had all the bodies of the Inquisitors? He just went to that galaxy on purpose, so that way she can bring back the lives of all the Inquisitors, and he can control them.
The only way that makes sense is if he had the bodies of the Inquisitors, and which we know he didn't go on purpose because we saw the ending of Rebels. But let's go with your theory here. He had all the bodies of the Inquisitors. He went to go get the Night Mothers, because the Night Mothers are the only ones who could fully bring him back to life. And on the way there, because the ship was in disrepair, they dropped all the fucking bodies and caskets, and now they gotta pick them back up and put them back on the ship. It's like, all right, we got the mothers, we found all the caskets, let's put them in, and let's fucking go home. That's the only way that makes sense.
What if he was shipping the bodies to the other galaxy while he was collecting them? So no one can tell that he was doing this.
Well, I mean,
one whale at a time.
We all know that DHL is not that reliable.
One whale at a time.
What was he using? See, this is why we need Show on here. I mean, he knows everything about shipping and rerouting and packaging and delivering.
Well, PS.
Yeah.
Well, Postal Service.
That would have been well BS.
maybe he got the incinerated body of Vader, and he's recomposing them piece by piece. And now he has clones of Vader. Millions of clones of Vaders that all follow him. And Luke, the only way he can defeat him is if he wipes them all out at once. One shot. Just force bombs them. Boom! And just throws them up. Because there's a secret hole in Vader that if you shoot them, the mother Vader.
I think that would make every single person turn around and go, Star Wars died after the Clone Wars anime cartoon and Rebels. After Rebels, Star Wars doesn't exist anymore. Speaking of which, since we got a little bit of time here, I was looking up the whole deal with, because they're George Lucas purists, and then there are people who are cool with what happened and liking what's going on with the sequels and all the shows and all that shit. I was looking up the deal that was made, and apparently there was no like concrete deal. He just sold it to Disney. He just sold Lucasfilms to Disney because initially he didn't want to do the sequel trilogy. Then he wrote the sequel trilogy. Then he was like, "This is gonna take me 10 years to do, and I just want to go home and be around my daughter and my family."
Yeah, badass mother.
He was like he didn't want to leave. He didn't want to leave everybody else out in the dirt. So he sold it so that everybody else could still continue their careers and their jobs and their livelihood and all that shit. And he wanted a company big enough to sustain everything he built. So he sold it to Disney. There was no deal made for anything. But he did turn around and go, "Hey, here's my 7, 8, and 9." And like I said before, Bob Iger said, "We're going our own way." And George Lucas is like, "But I have the fucking movies. What do you mean you're going your own way?" And in interviews, he was like, "Well, I sold it. They're doing whatever they want with it." And one person asked him, was like, "Well, did you go back to consult and all that?" And he was like, "If you broke up with somebody, would you drive to your ex's house to see what the fuck they're doing? Would you drive to hang out with them? Would you drive to give them advice?" No, it's like if you broke up, you go your way, I go my way. They did what they did.
Yeah, but
I'm sitting over here.
It's kind of like he lost custody to his child. Wouldn't you want to still see your children? No, it's more he sold his car to this guy. You wouldn't go visit your car.
Yeah.
Unless you rebuilt the shit. Then it's like, what did you do to my car?
But it's fucking weird because there's interview after interview of people going, "George is never going to sell this. Why would he sell this? He's never going to do it. He said he's never going to do it." There's interview after interview of people asking him, "Hey, so why don't you let somebody else direct 7, 8, and 9?" And he was like, "No, there is no sequel if I'm not directing it. 7, 8, and 9 do not exist if I don't direct it." And then what happened? He sold it, and other people fucking directed their version of the sequel. So it's
so they don't exist,
huh?
So they don't exist.
I mean, you can surmise that if you want to, but you know what's funny to me is he's sitting there like, "Yo, nobody could do it unless he does it." But if you look for the longest time, and I'm gonna look it up right now, just so I can be 100% sure, because I know the fact that I'm about to say is true. I just don't know the name. And it'd be nice if Google actually showed you what the fuck you typed in it.
Right?
Because I literally typed in the correct episode and it gave me A New Hope. I'm like, that's not what the fuck. All right. Episode 5, which everybody was saying was one of the best movies ever, and probably at the time it was the best Star Wars, was directed by Irvin Kreisner, not George Lucas.
Hmm.
So for him to turn around and be like, nobody else can direct 7, 8, and like nobody else can direct the movies that I wrote, but you wrote 5. Somebody else directed it. You wrote 6. What's the motherfucker's name for 6? Richard Marquand directed episode 6. So already in your fucking catalog of movies, other people have directed your movies. So you could have found a fucking competent director and did your movies and then been done with your trilogy, then been done with your saga, and then sold it off so that people then may go on and do something else with it. Because
Yeah.
I think the main I keep saying that the problem with the sequel trilogies is they gave 3 different people 3 different movies and not one person thought that all this shit has to go together. All right? But I think an underlying problem is you handed it off to people who wanted to do something new, but they still felt like they had to stick within the bounds of the shit that already came. Well, if you're gonna do that, then just do what this motherfucker do with the movies he wrote. Like, what the fuck are you afraid of, Bob?
Yeah.
Your infinite stupidity. Just do the fucking movies then.
That's true, yeah.
Because he was like, yo, George Lucas said, oh, I wanted to do something for the fans. You remade A New Hope. You remade A New Hope. Nobody likes Rey, or the majority of people don't like Rey. You wasted Finn. Nobody really talks about Poe Dameron. What the fuck did you do for the fans, bro?
Nothing.
Just do the movies he had written.
Yeah.
Then you could have did all your Disney Plus shit and everybody would have been cool with it because now we know this is no longer the Skywalker saga. It has been done. It is closed. We move on now with other shit. And everybody would have been more forgiving. Because we're not sitting here going, hey, but this took place when Luke Skywalker was around. Where the fuck is Luke Skywalker? We could have moved on to a different fucking point in time.
Yeah. And he could have fucking been like, yo, let them do what they want to do and just be done with it, or consult with them.
But the thing is, like, dude, two of your original 3 were directed by the people. So I don't get this. Nobody can fucking direct it. Nobody can do it if I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
But you also want to spend time with you also have these movies you want to do. You know they're gonna take you 10 years. You also want to go home and finish it. I like go home and spend time with your family. So let other people fucking do it. I don't get it. You are in control. You already found 2 people in the 70s and 80s that came in and was like, what do you want me to direct? This is the story? Cool. And he could have been home and every once in a while check in. Or have Dave Filoni as a fucking liaison. Yo, Dave, you're there to supervise. Let me know what the fuck's going on. If you need me, I'll chime in. If not, I'm cool over here on the fucking Skywalker Ranch.
Yeah.
Like, I bring this up because it's a weird thing of if this shit meant so much to him,
He should have stuck away. He should have found a way to make it mean something after
yeah, he could. There was a myriad of things he could have done. He could have wrote it in the contract. I will sell it to you, but you have to finish the story.
Yeah. Or I'll sell you the rights, but I have to be a part of the Star Wars lore or some shit. Like these are the rules for Star Wars.
Or he could have just held on and wait for Jeff Bezos to turn around and go, hey, I could spend $4 billion and not give a shit. I'll give you the money to make the movies. You make the movies the fuck you want. Like,
Word.
think about it. We would have had it on Amazon Prime instead of Disney Plus.
Yeah, but we would have had to fucking pay for it though.
I already paid for Prime, and I paid for Disney Plus. What the fuck?
No,
is the difference?
I mean, we would have had to probably pay an extra fee for it.
Nah. If Bezos is smart, you get Star Wars and you put Star Wars on your shit. Where if you just have Amazon Prime Video, you can watch it. Everybody will fucking sign up for it. But now, would we have gotten all the other shows? Would we have gotten the Mandalorian?
No.
And Ahsoka and the Book of Boba Fett and
No.
I was about to call him Keanu Reeves. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Nah, we wouldn't have got that. See, this is me, man. I know you were gonna say, "Oh, they're losing money for it, blah blah blah," but make fucking shows with it. You can make animated shows for Marvel, for Star Wars that tell stories outside of what you're doing. You can have a Ghost Rider animated TV show or a fucking like other Jedis that were hiding out of Order 66 and had a fight in their planet. Like, not every planet has an Avengers. You know, something where it's like we could see stories about something.
They can't. They literally can't. Because if you're losing money on this platform already, and it's going to cost you money, if you're constantly having to pay out to do show after show after show and you're not getting anything in return, but now you're just an idiot. Why the fuck would you ever do that?
Because someone named Toe Tags wants to see it.
Yeah, but one toe tag does not make a fucking streaming service possible. And you know how I know that? Because my dad, our father, who's in the living room, hallowed be thy name. Our dad is sitting in the living room, has watched, to my count, as of this date, 15 fucking shows that almost immediately gets canceled because I'm pretty sure him and 6 other people in the world, they're the only ones watching those stupid ass shows.
Because they tapped him. They were like, oh, wait, he likes this show? Oh no, this show sucks. Let's cancel it. Cancel it. They canceled shit, I forgot. They canceled Heels, but they canceled another show.
They canceled Heels already?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably because he talks shit about the writers' strike, and the writers like, nah, we ain't fucking writing your show anymore, bitch.
I'm waiting for that to come on Netflix, and then they take over like fucking Cobra Kai. And there was another show they canceled, like in the season. Oh well, fuck it. They canceled that one that I couldn't remember. and I forgot where I was going with this shit. But
Tell
fuck
me
it.
about canceling shows that people watch or people
Yeah.
don't watch.
Yeah. They have to promote this shit. I think that was the biggest downfall with most of these movies. Like Saw 10, fucking phenomenal. Oh, Saw X, fucking phenomenal. Holds
Yo.
up to part 1.
Dude, I want to do a video about that so bad.
Yeah, we're gonna do a video about it. And then but they gotta start promoting it. Because Ahsoka, despite what we said about this episode, is definitely worth a watch.
Dude, but and see, here's the thing though. Andor didn't get that much publicity, or they didn't promote that much. They didn't really promote Andor that much. I didn't see too many interviews with the guy who plays Cassian, whose name Diego Luna. I didn't see too many shit with him, and that's universally one of Star Wars' best. That's the only show, if you notice, that's the only show we don't bring up when we're talking about. Look at how fucking much it dipped.
Yeah.
The only show we don't bring up.
You think because it doesn't have to do with Jedi's?
But the fact that it's good, no,
Like
they
the
do
people
love
watch.
a good show.
No, but I'm saying the fact that people watch it. Like more people like, yo, I would rather watch the Star Wars shit without the Jedi's.
No. The one criticism that I always hear about Andor is that it doesn't feel like Star Wars. It's a good show, but it doesn't feel like Star Wars because everybody's like Star Wars is about fucking Jedi and dark and Sith. That's what Star Wars is, despite the fact that George Lucas himself said Star Wars is just a fucking soap opera. It's a family soap opera about family dynamics and a father and son and trying to get galaxy back into democracy.
It's to me it's
It's
more
not
about the
about
rebels.
just laser swords and fucking
Yeah.
magic, right?
It's more about the rebels. Fucking, isn't it about World War II? Like Hitler and shit like that.
It's not about World War II.
But
It's
like
just taking
loosely based off
inspiration.
of it. Yeah, because you would the First Order or whatever the Empire.
The Empire was like a small
Nazi
fucking
shit.
analogy
Yeah,
for Nazi Germany. The First Order was like the
hammering that shit. Yeah. Hello.
With what the fuck was his name?
Palpatine.
No, Hux. We will stand on the line. We will be the first. That's straight out of fucking. Go on the History Channel, watch World War II, and watch one of them fucking speeches.
Yeah.
He did everything but the salute and the fucking word.
Word. But I mean, that's it. We pretty much wrapped it up. We spent a whole what 2.5 hours on this episode.
Which they didn't.
Yeah. Which we need more of. But
and
yeah,
now
man.
I will try to stay off of this thing.
Yeah.
For the next 24 hours.
We'll
so
catch you. We'll catch you guys next week with Loki, episode 1, and Ahsoka, episode 8, the season finale.
Yeah, stay tuned. There's gonna be a video about Saw X because I was so fucking happy walking out of that theater watching Saw X.
Yeah,
it's not even funny. And there might be another surprise video or two coming out in the next couple of weeks to look out for. Random video drop.
Word. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it is your friendly neighborhood knuckleheads signing out. Peace, everybody.